What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Salute to everybody for tuning in. I want to talk about Tyrese. Tyrese is going viral today due to a comment he decided to leave under the post of Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin is a Christian artist, well known, right? And his wife Tammy put up an Instagram post, and probably have it on the screen right now. And he's practically begging his ex-wife to get back with him. And that's why he's going viral as we speak. Because this is definitely confirmation as to what I said in my initial video about him and his wife separating. I believed it was more of her wanting to get away from him. All right, because we know Tyrese can be a bit weird. He can be a bit all over the place. And the quarantine, them quarantining together, I think that sealed that relationship. And even if you look on the social media, I believe she's doing YouTube now. She's moving in a different direction. And that direction is as far away from Tyrese as possible. Okay. Now, to me, this does show where he is. It shows me that whatever he's doing is not working. Marriage was not enough to keep that relationship together. I think that Tyrese probably needs to just be single. There's no point in getting married for the third time. There's just no point in doing marriage anymore. It seems to me that Samantha, who's pretty much ignoring him, is not responding. I think one of the reasons why Tyrese put that comment in Tammy Franklin's comment section on Instagram is because she's not trying to have that conversation with him. The only conversation she's having with Tyrese is in regards to the child. If it has nothing to do with the daughter, she really wants nothing to do with him at all. So to me, it could be seen as a publicity stunt. It could be seen as a way to get attention, or it could be a way to get Samantha's attention. But she does not want, anything to do with Tyrese whatsoever. I believe she is completely done with him. And he may or may not come to that realization now, but he's going to have to come to that realization. Because a lot of times, what a lot of these guys don't understand, I don't know if it's their egos. I don't know if it's because they feel like because they're in a good financial situation, that they're famous, that the women that they're with, who may not be as well known, is going to want them, is going to go back to them. She could change her mind, but you can tell she's ignoring him. She's done with Tyrese. Let's say that they were to get back together. How long do you think that would last? Seriously. And there were probably other things going on in this relationship that none of us know about. Marriage to me is just not something that is worth it. If you look at the divorce rates, the quarantine proved that once these people are around each other day after day, month after month, they tend to separate mentally. They don't really want to be around each other anymore. Those feelings aren't the same. And they end up separating because they just say, you know what? We're married, so we're really going to have to separate. And what quarantine did 2020, it exposed a lot of these marriages were hanging on by a thread. See, when you're famous and you're able to jet around to different places, different countries, do filming like Tyrese has been doing, you're able to avoid the pitfalls of being around your wife just a little bit too much. She's at home spending the money, doing whatever. It's just like when these pro athletes, when they marry women and they're gone half of the year and they're home for the off season, then they're back to training, getting ready for the season. She's pretty much left to her own devices most of the time. But once those guys retire or they can't get employment in the NBA or the NFL, those women tend to be ready to leave. because they were in that marriage for the wrong reasons. I think too many people have gotten married for the wrong reasons, and what the quarantine did in 2020 was expose that. Now, the thing with Tyrese is this. The guy has been acting very goofy for quite some time. Okay. Some people may find it entertaining. It is, I have no issues with Tyrese. I just think that, he gets in his own way, I believe. Doesn't mean he's dumb at all. He seems like a solid businessman. I'm not trying to say he isn't. But in the love department, it just ain't been working. This is the same guy who cried on video due to his ex-wife not letting him see his daughter. We all know about that infamous video. I also want to talk about his wife and her ideology. His wife is very religious. I believe he is as well. But she is uber religious. I mean, she is doing like Bible studies on her Instagram page along with some fitness stuff, right? I looked in her bio, and in her bio, she says not only is she a UGA graduate, but she has a bachelor's, master's degree, and is a feminist as well. When I saw that, that let me know where she might be. A lot of these feminists are not going to mesh well with a guy like Tyrese and his personality. So even with the quarantine mixed in with her ideology as one of these college educated feminists who are very religious, I don't know how that mesh. I don't know how you can be religious and a feminist. That lets you know how far religion has fallen in Western culture. I'm talking about this recreated religion, because they're not following the scriptures. They're following the selected scriptures. They're not following the whole of the Bible. They're only listening to the parts that make them feel good. They're not really following any of what is said in the Bible. They just need some place to turn to explain why they are never able to find happiness. That may be where Samantha is. I just don't know how you can be a feminist and a Bible thumper. And this is why religion in the black community, or with melanated people in general, is seen as a joke. It's seen as a joke by certain people, because they pick and choose what they want to read. But if these college educated feminists, because it seems like a lot of these feminists are very religious, which is weird. Well, lets you know they really don't read the Bible. They read what they want to read. They skip everything else. But I think that behind the scenes, there may have been a lot of clashing. She dealt with it because, once again, before the CV situation last year, they were probably not around each other as much as they were last year, which culminated in her wanting to get out of this as soon as possible in the start of a new year, which is very symbolic. People want to start the New Year's off by doing different things as in getting divorces, which I have seen a few of too. Honestly, these two just may not mesh together. Again, Tyrese is with a woman who identifies as a feminist. And again, I didn't see her this in her bio right after or before they divorced and right after they divorced. This is something that she added in there, as if she's trying to build her own identity, which led me to believe that she is not seeking to be with Tyrese anymore, which is why he's in the comment section of somebody else's wife, which is weird, basically begging his wife, his ex-wife, to come back. I told y'all Tyrese is a very odd guy, man. He's a very odd guy. Why even do this? What is the point? I believe she's gone, bro, and she ain't coming back. And if she did come back, it's only for financial reasons. It's only because she wants to be where she was pre-last year, where you're basically taking care of her. She's doing the homemaking stuff, but she wants to carve out her own identity. She wants to do what she wants to do. And I don't think there's any stopping that. I think she is over being up under your situation. She wants to be who she is, and I believe Tyrese needs to let her do that. Trying to hold on to something that is broken is not the way to go. Just let this woman go and move on, and you do the same, because it seems like you have a lot going on anyway.